Hi everyone, welcome to this edition of the Brocast, where we give you bite-sized bits of best practices to help you be a better leader and a more effective communicator. I'm your host, Jarrett Bro. Earlier this week on social media, we asked the community this question: what's your best advice for writing news releases? So how to write a news release. What's the best advice you've ever been given? There are so many really bad news releases. I spent 15 years as a reporter throwing most of them into the garbage because there was no news in the news release. So here's what some of you said. Simon from across the pond says the best quotes are real quotes, or at least they should read like they're real quotes. Oh, that's awesome, Simon. Too many people, and we talked about this in a previous broadcast, write fake quotes. The CEO is happy and pleased and excited for the collaboration that we have because our employees are our greatest resources. That doesn't sound real. Write real quotes, people. Jenna says, the #1 rule is don't bury the lead. Yes, you can always tell when a former journalist is in PR because they know not to bury the lead. And you're going to see other people made the same observation. Paul says, make sure that it's actually news. Yes, to the point I made earlier, don't make it a publicity statement. Make sure that there's news. And in order for it to be news, you have to answer the question, why should I care? And if it's a self-centered news release, nobody cares. Courtney says, don't write it at all if it isn't truly newsworthy. Starting to see a trend here. She says, think like an editor. And of course, hook them in the first sentence. Exactly. It's got to be a powerful opening. Sue says, have something newsworthy to offer or don't bother. You seeing the trend here, folks? Megan says, don't bury the lead. If you can't hook them in the first sentence, your news release is going in the garbage. Do you see a trend? Now, why do we have so many bad news releases? Because there are bad teachers teaching bad PR classes. My daughter was in a public relations class and she didn't really understand what I do for a living. I do media relations, media training, and crisis communications plans. She wasn't quite sure what I did, and she called me from college and she says, Dad, do you know how to write a news release? Yes, I do, sweetie. I've been doing it now for a very long time. And she says, well, we have a class and I have to write one. Would you look at mine and give me feedback? And of course, her instructor, like all PR instructors, was teaching stupid phrases like, we're pleased and excited to announce the president of the university has blah, blah, blah. And I went, no, that's a self-centered news release. It's about the university and it's about the university president. I don't care about the university and I don't care about the president. It has to answer the selfish question, how does it affect me? And I taught her to write news releases that said things such as, if you have to go on XXX on campus and park at XX building, you'll be excited to know, or you'll be pleased to know, there will be a new parking garage built next semester. See, if the story is about a parking garage, it's not that there's an announcement, and it's not that the president announced it, it's that it was benefiting the students. The child got an A in the class because all of her news releases were about the audience and not the institution releasing the news release. You need to do the same thing. It's not that your company is doing something new for publicity. It should be that your organization is doing something that is noble in purpose for the outside world, and that information is newsworthy. It might be a feature, it might be hard news. One way or the other, it has to be newsworthy. Don't bury the facts 3 paragraphs down. For the Brocast, I'm Jarrett Bro. Thanks for being here.